Yes, and welcome to my first Kindle Fire Friday. Today I'm going to be reviewing a game called Langton's Ant. It's not actually available on the Kindle store. It's a third-party download that is available for free on Google Plus. It's just much easier to see on the Kindle. So it gives you a brief description of what goes on. Basically, you have an ant, and it moves depending on the state of the square it's in. It always starts off facing up the screen, but then it turns left or right depending on whether it's in a black square or in a white square. So yeah, I'm going to hit start and hit play. Show you the first set of iterations. It's not a brilliant view, this, so I'm just going to turn down the brightness, top brightness, and turn that down. Maybe that'll be better. There we go. It's still moving along quite nicely, but it turning left or right depending on the square isn't particularly interesting. We can hit fast forward on it, and it goes to the same sort of patterns. And it's gone way, way, way ahead. Delete it, and we'll start again. Now you can obviously put in as many of these as you like just by tapping, but yeah, it just moves forward at a massive speed, and then it ends up doing this thing here where it makes a highway. And once it starts doing that, it would make a highway forever, other than it wraps around. Now, this app I find quite fun because you can do all sorts of things to it. You can manipulate Langton's ant. This gives you this page, which is the basically the home page of the settings, gives you a very basic sort of set of instructions to mess around with. You can use left or right, and you can change the colour. And you've got the full range of colours, and you can use these sliders to get whichever ones you want. So that's a green, and we'll change this to red, and then we'll change this to left, and we'll not left, right, and then we'll add a new one that goes the other direction and give that blue, maybe. There we go. And if we hit tick, we can see how that one plays out. And it makes some quite nice patterns, and you can do all sorts of weird things with it. This app does have a few shortcomings, but I quite like the app overall. This app will do quite a lot of things in terms of letting you create anything. Because when you go from this to advance, you can see that there is 8 different actions you can take. And going from advanced to expert, once you get there, each of these has a setting instead of just an action. So if we hit that setting, this is my first one of these. You can add these to give different states to the same ant, but I'm going to close this and go back to the start. It also gives you options, so you can change the size and the speed of it. The speed you can change at the bottom of every page anyway, but the size is quite interesting because you can make some really big patterns, which I'll do with. And there are examples as well, so I shall do a really big pattern with this one on full speed. And as you can see, they grow quite quickly when at full speed. They just go on and on and on and on. You may have seen some of my pictures on Twitter from this app. I quite like making certain style patterns and showing how putting multiple things together that wouldn't make something complicated on their own would make something really complicated. So I find that really interesting. But this it just goes on and on and on. And actually, you wouldn't imagine it would make anything complicated. Just being decide to go left or right and change colour, and you get this lovely image that sort of looks like a brain cross section, which is quite amazing. So yeah, this is the demo version. It's got ads at the top, so it's free, but there is a paid for version. I would quite like to see an official version on the Kindle App Store. As you can see, it wraps around on both sides as though it's a torus. So eventually it will touch this edge, will touch with this edge, and it'll start doing something completely different. So yeah, I find this a really engaging app in so many ways. The way it falls short mainly is the fact that it doesn't actually have the ability for me to save my creations, or for me to go, I'd like to put these bits in this place and do something specific, so that I start off with the same starting point. But for what it does, it is quite brilliant. I would quite like to see something like this for a computer, because I would quite like to expand it even more than can be expanded on here. This gives a size limit, which I'll take right the way to the top, and go back and hit play. And as you can see, that's the same thing generating, although it doesn't focus at all. It is actually the same thing generating at the same speed. It's just much smaller, because the pixels are much smaller, and it will get bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. So yeah, this has got so many limitations because it's such a simple program. But because it's such a simple program, I really enjoyed playing with it. I've put up a number of videos, not a number of videos, a number of pictures that I've made using this, and I think it's quite brilliant. And I just screenshot the video, screenshot them, so you can tell it's made in this app. I encourage you to go and have a play with it. It is free, so it's not going to cost you anything, and it's quite interesting from my point of view. So yeah, there we go. That's the first one. I hope beyond hope that I can do it in a different way than me making it with my phone and pointing it at my Kindle. It's a bit tricky for me to record like this, because I'm so used to being able to see my face now. So yeah, it's a bit tricky, and it's just so awkward using my fingers on the screen when I'm looking at my phone rather than looking at the Kindle. So I hope you won't need to see too many like this, but we'll put up with like this for the time being. So yeah, there is in the description links to my Twitter, to my Google Plus, Ask FM. If you want me to try out an app and it's free, send me a link to it, either on Ask FM, stick it in the comments. There's also my email, you can send it to me there. If there's something really specific you would like me to try out, I will do my best to try it out for you. I can't guarantee I will like it, but I will try it out. And I will do my best to review it for everybody. So yeah, that's Langtons Ant. It's so incredibly simple to use. Please do go and try it. I will stick a link to the Google Play Store version of this app in the description. Thanks for watching. Johnny DL out.